What's up, Trios Tribe? Don't have the energy like I normally do, but this is an exciting one. So hopefully the excitement of these lists get me more amped than I currently am. Uh, GenCon BT22 had a big regional there, and wow. This is our first BT22 event, and that being said, man is in an open format. The most represented deck was 3 copies, that being Gallantmon X. We'll go over all of those, but man, have we seen a whole hell of a lot of other decks show their worth. I mean, look at this. We got Royal Knights still here, Sakuya. We still got Gallant. We write it as Gallant, but it is the Growl Loop stuff. But just look at all these one-ups: Mastiff, Puppet, Aegis, Dobrik, both Imperial Dramons, Diaboromon, Sukuyamon X, Alter S now is in the scene. We wrote it as Alter S, but you guys know it's Omni DNA doing shenanigans. Wow, so many different decks, and like that's all I can really say, other than like let's just start from the beginning, right? Like, it's an oldie but a goodie, but we have Nath 16th place on Royal Knights, and Royal Knights did get updated too. I mean, it's easy to forget, but Royal Knights did get the addition of 2 new cards here. We have Leopardmon and God, that is Eagle slowly like invading my brain, but we got Leopardmon, we got All Force Vidramon, just have 1 copies each, just testing the waters of the abilities of the new cards, while we also have Jesmon GX in play, Alpha Mono or Ryukin. Like, I mean, we have all the mainstays, right? 444 on all our white stuff, except for this Omnimon, 4 on the new Omeka. I know this is a deck that's on a lot of people's mind in terms of the ban list, because like it's just people are kind of sick of it. But like, when it's hard, it's so hard sometimes, because like a ban list hits, like it always feels like a ban list hits right as the meta shifts, and then it's like, well, like, do we really need to hit Royal Knights when it's only 1 deck topping? I will confess that at the same time, the Omekamon inheritable alongside Kingdrasil with the on play, that those shenanigans really are difficult to like, the gate keeps a lot of decks, right? That's like really what I'm trying to say. But otherwise, 3 medieval Gallant, and then the inclusion of the new aces, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It just, the All Force and the Leopard definitely have their niches in this deck right now. All Force giving us a new way to remove things. The old All Force wasn't really consistent at bouncing, and then this one just is good at bouncing, especially single stacks. And then the Leopard actually has some definitely some combo potential. This gain 2 memory all turns is definitely a very useful ability, and I think underrated by a lot right now. So we'll see if Royal Knights starts picking up in success in the next couple of weeks in terms of Eagle's Nest and other locals. Maybe some. I don't think we have any regionals. The next thing is Dallas, right? September 20th. I'll be there. Come talk to me. I'm really excited to just hang out with people. So definitely come say hi. I want nothing more than people to say hi to me there. So that being said, 16th place in Nath, congratulations. We gotta be wary. Banlist could hit this deck. I don't know. It's gonna be awkward. Then we got Mastamon Low Roller. I know we have a lot of Mastamon homies out there, and I hate this Patamon, dude. I think this Patamon should get banned. But like, besides that logic, yeah, we can just go Pata, Pillow, Tapir. We got some good floodgates here, as that's really it, or floodgate wise. We're actually playing every floodgate we can, right? Can't produce play cost, can't play Digimon by effect, and can't gain memory. The only one we're missing is can't reduce evolution, which I think is what, Cutemon for this deck. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then just a single Uko. So pretty condensed rookie lineup, only 9 rookies. And then Gatomon, this Gatomon is just kind of the best one. If you high roll into this Gatomon off of Patamon or some of your are we on? Oh, we're not on any, like, this Gatomon, like, off of some of your effects gets real disgusting for sure. And then another Searching Gatomon. Vintage Evolving 2 is really relevant, so it's not something to hate. One of Angemon, just like a nice spicy tech, heals you, becomes a 4 in your security, and then also like can just get rid of a virus stack, which is busted, along with some other things. But then I think the most important thing to any Mastamon deck right now is definitely the level 5 collection. It's like, what are we using to actually get into Mastamon Ice? And it looks like we are on one of the EX6. 1 EX6 Lady Devi, 4 BT11, and 2 EX6, and then 1 of the starter deck Mastamon, the one that gives everybody blocker. So really interesting lineup here. Preferring to have Alliance, and then the Ace. So threatening Ace, the deck can kind of play into having a lot of level 4, so it makes sense. Along with having like the Angewomon Ace Domini Lock, we just fit in as much as we can in this deck. It's kind of funny. Medieval Gallantmon is a card that goes everywhere. And then the most interesting part, I think, for most people is like you're gonna see things like the Shadow Seraphi. You're gonna see the new promo Mastamon is a must-have. You are also a yellow top end, so Ruin mode, why not? Or you can, because there's always the potential of you going Shadow Seraphi on top of your Mastamon or Domini and just getting sick nasty with it. And then I think one of the next, other than the 5s, I mean, we can agree that this promo Mastamon is just the best one at this point. This thing generates boards like crazy for the deck, along with, but though I think what most people are curious right now is like, what is our Mirai count? And a lot of people were kind of meh on this Mirai when it first got revealed, but we're sitting on 4 copies of this thing. This thing is really good. It is the memory boost this deck has really wanted, because we really, this Mirai being able to allow you to play essentially these other Mirais for free, really makes it so like you don't have to play this one for 5. And if you don't have to do that, you're in such a good spot. And then you don't really have to focus on playing your Mirai Tamer players. That's why I don't think we're even running any of the Mirai Tamer players when it comes to you have 2 Angewomons that actually play the Mirai, but other than that, like, you're really just it's such a good turn 1 play. I can't express to you enough how much the trash one and then being able to draw 2 in a deck like this is just everything the deck kind of wanted. And then on top of that, being able to switch into one of your good Mirais that actually let you do gnarly DNA combos. On top of that, you can activate the main phase to tuck itself without playing anything. And if you do that, you're definitely in an interesting spot, because now maybe you do have this Angewomon and you Digivolve into it, play it for free. I mean, there's so many routes here. It's interesting. It's curious. I'm not really a Mastamon like super knowledgeable guy, but either way, I know there's a lot of fans out there, so they're gonna be really happy that Low Roller was able to get 15th place with it. But let's go to the next list. Puppets, another deck that got supported once again. Nyan Boot, only 1 copy of Nyan Boot. I feel like that was like the big thing that this deck got added, and we're not even really using it, which is really interesting. Sitting on only 1 level 4, so just kind of focusing on purely Kaguya. Going Shine Ruin mode. Shine Ruin mode's really good right now, especially with a lot of people playing Omnimon. Like, if you can clear the Omnimon board and then Ruin mode you, they literally can't play the game for 2 turns. It's so disruptive for them. That being said, we're not playing any of the new cards other than a single Nyan Boot. That's interesting. I know a lot of people were like really loving the new BT22 support for puppets, but yeah, just not being on any of it, just maxing out, just all gas. Demonic Disaster is really interesting. Actually, that's probably the spiciest thing in this list, is the fact that, like, you know, sometimes you do have a hard time getting the delete effect of Kaguya, the all turns effect of Kaguya on your side, on your turn. So being able to double up, go Alliance, and then delete that token, and then delete your lowest level, and then who knows, maybe even go Nyan Boot. Like, why not? Kind of sick, like actually kind of busted. Like, the Nyan Boot itself could just be a game finisher on its own. So definitely a cool way to kind of pull all this off. So that being said, this was, Freedom, sorry, 14th place, Puppets, Freedom. It's just so cool to me that, like, nothing really changed other than adding a Nyan Boot, and then Ruin mode for the current meta is really interesting. Other than that, yeah, no, I just gotta go to the next list, and we have Aegistramon, Weston, 13th place, just playing pure just fish. We're not seeing any we're seeing some of the Liberator ones, but we're not seeing any of like the Liberator like actual searchers and stuff. So we've got Marine Bullmon, Mega Seadramon, the Jiquai, oh my god, this one, Jesus, And then like just some good blue good stuff. We have Pleziomon as our level 6 here. It kind of actually makes sense because the DNA here is Plezio plus a level 5 Seadramon. So you could get yourself into a position where you can DNA this thing and kind of go crazy with it. When Digivolving, you play one level 4 or lower. So there's a world where you Digivolve and then Digivolve, play a 4, probably a Jiquai or just one of these level 4s. The X anybody does have an on play as well, and then you just Digivolve into a Mega Seadramon and then DNA into Aegistramon and go crazy with it. There's a lot you can do. This deck has a lot of potential, and then you're just playing like the good blue stuff, right? Interesting while we're on Wisteria Memory Boost. I don't see any reason for a Wisteria Memory Boost other than maybe we just want the smaller search. We're maxing out a memory boost and we wanted another one. So we wanted another, so we just, now that I'm looking at it, we're maxing out on all the searching potential we can. So we just chose to just have a 5th one. So that's crazy, Weston, being able to pull that off. 13th place, congratulations. I got not a lot to say. Like I said, I'm not in the most energetic of moods, so I feel like I'm not giving people the credit they deserve. And then here's a deck that I really don't want to do well. I don't want to live in a world where everyone's trying to play Dobrikmon Casino Royale, but 12th place, Echo pulling it off with another with another Dobrik list. And Omnimon X Anybody is exactly what this deck has needed. Being able to the big thing is like not relying on this Majiramon, right? To get your unsuspend, you could just play Dobrik, get all 5 checks through all means possible, and then Omnimon X Anybody. And then funny enough, like things like the Superior mode just being a good card by itself and super generic, you can just Evo up a line and suddenly swing 2 checks, 3 checks maybe, depending. Do we have any X's? No, we don't have any X's. So there's not a world that happens, but you get my point. Like this guy's just kind of good. Maxing out on Taikamiya's, I think it's mostly like when you're looking at stuff like this is really just because we want to see a world where this gets hit out of security and suddenly like, oh, they're dead now. And we see a lot of that happen here and there. Analog Youth also maxing out because we just need to max out on search potential, and just getting as many cards as in our hand as possible is really what we're looking for. Scramble is interesting, I will say that. I guess sometimes you do just Digivolve up the line and just have at it. Fair enough. Wisteria Memory Boost so we can pick up the Majiramon, and like I just noticed that we are playing 4 of it, so we really are still in a world where we want the Majiramon to work out. So that's cool. OTK is scary and really strong, and that's all I got. Watch out for this deck. This deck can swing 5 checks and then unsuspend at like 20k. Like we got some really good inheritables nowadays for DP gain. It's kind of wild. But anyway, congrats Echo on your 12th place. And then we got our Imperials. Imperial hasn't changed, man. I can't talk too much about it. 10th place, Miguel V. We are running a Lydramon. Our collection level 4s. The rookies are always up to interpretation. Usually we see the mainstays and then just adding in the fluff, actually playing one of the purple Wormmons. 5 level 7s is, or 7 level 5s is the, just the standard, not mixing it up with the other Pildramon, just going, I'm double attacking no matter which level 5 I go into. 1 medieval because we can, 2 hexbot because it's just kind of really good. 1 starter deck Dragon mode because the high roll with this card is disgusting. Trap mode, the 2 trap dragon mode. Always the 6 tamers here. We always see the 2-4 split on these tamers. Only 2 Primogenitor, and not mixing it up with any Jade Memory Boost or anything, just 2 scrambles, so to max out our ability to go up a line cheaply, and 2 Ace and 1 BT13. I think our BT12 I should say, but BT12 sees so much value nowadays. Being able to have just like a 15k in your pocket is definitely helps you out boards that are really more awkward than you would expect. So anyway, congrats to Miguel V on that. Red Purple Imperial also makes its appearance at 9th place. Bepsi. I don't really nothing. Also, there's a lot of decks here that like just are good because they're good and they haven't really changed, right? I think blue, green, red, purple, imperial are prime examples of that. So we're seeing a lot of the same here. We're seeing the callings, the demonic disasters, the 4 analog use, 1 paladin mode, just because we do, just to give us access, like some of that texture I really love seeing. Actually on the ace, I feel like the ace is sometimes not something we see. And then our collection of 5s, maxing out on BT16 Dino B because you have to. And then a collection of the new Pyldra along with the new Dino B. And then 1 more of this Pyldra. This Pyldra does act as a 5th copy of Dino B sometimes. So we do actually like using this card. Dragon mode from the old EX3 Dragon mode because we just, honestly, the combo doesn't exist without it. Promo Shadramon is still at the peak of importance. No Stingmon, no pure purple Stingmon, but we are on the red XV. And after that is just traditional red, purple, imperial, man. I think that just a good solid list, right? Let's move on. We got Diaboromon. Now this is a deck that's entering the scene for the first time in a long time, I feel. Getting new support. Let's actually track how many of the new cards we're using. So we're using the new Caramon. Are we using the new Kurosari? We are on 2 copies of the new Kurosari, but you can totally see that like we had a hard time deciding on which Caramons are actually where we want to be. This memory one, it's crazy that this BT2 memory one is just that good. The fact that it's not once per turn memory gain is still to this day disgusting. Like if I definitely see a world where if Diaboromon is a problem, this is the first card that goes. Like this is the first card on the ban list. It is insane the amount of memory they gain off this thing. Absolutely wild. But then Infamon, actually playing a collection of Infamons, playing some of the new ones. So we're at every level so far. We're playing one of the new cards, playing the new Infamon. If you have, or delete one of your opponent's play cost of 5 or less. If you have an errata, your opponent's effects can't reduce this Digimon's DP or return it to the hand until, oh, so it's got the protection effect. All turns when any of your Digimon with unidentified are deleted, you may play 1 Diaboro token. Does it have a play cost? Oh, it does have play cost 14. Wow. That's intense. Diaboros are pretty small, and then the tokens are like gigantic. Sheesh. And then playing some of the good trap card stuff is just good stuff, honestly. This one's really good too. I love this one. This was probably one of the best ones. Being able to trap card from a rookie all the way to Infamon is disgusting. Then we got Diaboro. We have the EX6 Diaboro, which, you know, giving all your guys jamming blocker is probably the mainstay, but we are also maxing, or getting close to maxing out on the new one. When Digivolving, when attacking, you may play a Diaboro token. So always having an alliance target, basically, kind of sick. Putting it at 15k because those tokens are what, 3k? Yeah, 3k. So yeah, then all turns when any of your Digimon with unidentified trait are played, delete one of your opponents with the lowest play cost. So just good removal. All turns removal is busted. We are in a world where 7 Royal Knights are playing level 7s. Omni DNA is out there. I watched a game where the Garurumon Alter S deck got completely shut out by this card existing on the board, which is kind of disgusting. And then from there we have what does he do again? Yeah, he stops the wind Digivolvings of level 7. It's disgusting. Armageddon, the new one. So just mixing it up because we are in a world where level 7s are constantly around us. Arata, maxing out on Arata, and then 2 of the new one. This kind of makes sense. This is definitely the one you want to see so many. If you can see all 4 in a game, you're probably winning that game. Along with just a good memory setter. Playing the extra name is really, honestly, what something Diaboro's been waiting for a long time, is just having that extra errata name. No, we're not playing any Eater Atoms in this deck, so it's just going to be the effect when one of your opponent's Digimon, by suspending this tamer, change the attack. So it's just an analog man, gets a redirect. Not too crazy. 1 black memory boost, 2 scrambles, and 2 defense trainings to round out our option lineup. But otherwise, definitely very Digimon heavy. Yeah, maxing out on everything, just trying to get to the line, trying to get to Diaboro as quickly as possible, and then just kind of taking the game from there. Congrats on that. 8th place, neglect on that. Beyond that, we do have a single Sukuyamon also making a 4th place. Celeste. I don't know if it's Celeste or Celeste, but unfortunately, Sukuyamon, pretty solved list at this point. Like, Not a lot. We're not really seeing a lot of variance anymore on these lists. Like the most we see is probably maybe a mix up on the level 4s is the big one, and then maybe like an additional tamer, maybe move one of these options to fill in like a gap they feel. Like sometimes we see that one puppet spell, the was it Noble Phantasm or something? Noble Arts, Family Noble Arts. Sometimes you see that, but it's not crazy often. But yeah, 2-2-2 split on all our 6s, 2 ruin modes, and 2 Valder arms. So just basically our entire top end is just 2-2-2-2-2-2. Trying to draw into it so we can just do our thing. 1 ace, 4 Tau, 1 of the old Kyubimon, the BT10 one, the modular one I like to call it, along with pretty much all of the new stuff, along with the EX2 Renamon. I will say Sukuyamon is on people's conversations for a deck that could get hit on the ban list. A lot of people are in conversations that maybe this Taumon is what needs to go. I'm okay with the Taumon. Definitely in the top 3 cards. If I had to pick 3 cards off the top of the top of the bat, I would probably go Taumon, Rika, Renamon are the big 3. I think Taumon's number 1. We have seen lists out there win tournaments without this Rika at all, but I would say that Rika is still really good. So that just one success story doesn't really alter my opinion too much. I think that the consistency generated from this thing is gnarly, along with Renamon. The memory inheritable in particular is what really I do feel like causes a lot of the crazier turns from because like I know a lot of people are like, oh, Valder arm, ruin mode, pair ban. I just don't see a world where they pair ban like Rika or like Sukuyamon X with Valder arm. Like it's just, as much as like that would probably solve most people's issues with this deck, I just don't see a world where that's what happens. You know what I mean? So with that said, congrats. Yeah, just straight up congrats, Celeste, on that. And then we get to talk about some growl loops. We got I think this is our first growl loop. This is 5th place, Zake 5. Playing Death X in a world where, you know, we got puppets, we got Omni, we got a lot of people playing a good amount of tamers. There's a good world where Death X comes into play pretty easily. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but what I'm not surprised of is kind of the rest of the deck list, right? This is the level 5 version of the Growl Loop, Superior Mode, War Growl, our basic lineup of 4s and 3s. Pretty much this is unchangeable for the list, is up to these level 5s, pretty much stays the same. Level 6s, you can kind of vary on their number. We even included Death X. This is one of the first time we see Death X in this list. 4 Grav Crush, 1 Jack Raid, 4 Boost, and just maxing out on all our search potential as possible, preferring memory over Evo reduction. Kind of makes sense, right? We want to be able to play things and do things and manipulate our turn rather than just make an Evo cheaper. Demonic Disaster is a mainstay in this deck because we are so low to the ground that we just keep using this card and attacking. Call from the Darkness is 1, and it's one of the best cards in a deck like this that is just trying to continuously loop just the same pieces over and over again. So congrats on that, 5th place Zeke. Now we got, this is going to be 3rd place Yeah Boyd. And a lot of similar things. You can see that they're favoring more superior modes because that's what they want this win count to. This is what they want their win count to be more often. Not playing any of the red boosts, but then maxing out on trainings, maxing out on purple memory boost. Some of the same stuff here in the option lineup. No Death X, and this pretty much the same lineup of 6s after the Death X. Nothing too crazy has changed. But yeah, no, definitely this is probably most people's like number 1, get this out of my format. And a lot of people are kind of like, all right, Grav Crush is 100% going to 1, but let's probably hit the Growl X too. I think there's a Japanese, like, it's not a leak. It's like, I feel like sometimes it gets called a leak, but it's not a leak. It's just like, you know, what popular people in Japan are saying should get hit. People are saying Growl X, Gravity Crush, those are the big 2 right now. A lot of people are also suggesting Gyo because like they're afraid that Gyo is abusable and can keep becoming abusable in other lists. I'm not seeing that. I mean, that's always possible, but that's almost always possible with other cards. Right now, the thing that's going crazy is, to me, the Growlmon X Antibody, especially when you start considering things like birds. They use Growl X, but they don't really use Gyo as much. Like, putting Gyo to 1 won't really change what that deck's doing, in my opinion. Anyway, let's start talking about Omnimons. We got our first Omnimon here. We had 3 tops. So let me go down and see. I'm pretty sure we had, no, was it? Oh, it's I'm sorry. It is actually 2 topped. We had 3 Gallimons. So this is gonna be 6th place Shadow Spades, and this is gonna be the black base. At least what most people are calling the black base CS, where we're using the CS Sumimon black card. Does care about the CS trait being played to draw 1. What this really allows us to do is really have this really clean rookie lineup that we haven't had access to before in Omnimon. While these Gabumon and these black Agumon and Gabumon searchers are kind of bad in the sense that like they reveal the top 3 and then they put it back to the top of the deck. So there are oftentimes, you see it all the time, they'll reveal 3 bricks and then back to the top of the deck they go. But they does give you the nice consistency of using the black egg. All your rookies can digivolve, and they're realistically the only searchers in the game that this deck really can take advantage of, because no other Gabumon or Agumon really searches both and gets Omnimon too. So that's why it's like just really nice for the deck to be there. Something I do love seeing, and then the memory inheritable actually does extend turns pretty well. So if you can pull the memory inheritables off, then you're cooking with this deck. And if your searchings are good, you're probably in a good spot. This deck can often brick to itself pretty badly. Some of the breaks in this deck are gnarly. So we are on 2-2 split of Wargrey Melga from BT17, the original the original DNA pair, but limiting them down because we want to focus on this like CS version, because this is we see the Melga, the Wargrey, and they do require your Nokia to be on the board with its main effect, the Digivolve for 6. So that's why we see the 4 Nokia and then one of the old one, and the old one has its place, especially since we are digivolving, so you can make this Digivolve for 6 a 5 instead, and that oftentimes, plus these Gabumon and Agumons just sometimes just keep you turn, right? It's disgusting. And then so you know, this one sets you memory to 3, this one makes it from 6 to 5, and then I don't know, you do something else and gain memory. We are on a good memory boost. This is the CS memory boost, allowing you to search the top 3, take a CS trait card, and call it a day. And that's why we see that favoritism through as maximizing as many CS cards as we can. The Omnimon lineup is definitely something worth talking about. We're on 2 of the Ace, 4 of the CS. I think that out of Omnimon specifically, I think BT22 CS is definitely the best Omnimon now. It does so much removal. You're bottom decking 3 things and then deleting something on top of that when attacking is disgusting. And then the decode, I imagine, comes up all the time. Blocker, just innate blocker, is insane as well. I know that's sometimes weird to come by. Alter S is just kind of like the deck's win condition at most of the time. You're definitely seeing things like, replay out my 6s and then redigivolve them, play out my 6s, redigivolve them, and suddenly you're going for, I mean, that's 3 checks a piece per Omnimon Alter S, full combo. 2 of the Ace, being off the Ace. The only criticism I usually have about Omni lists right now is they've kind of moved away from this idea of Ace plus Alter B, and I still think Alter B is a nasty card that does have its place in a deck like this. But moving on to the Tamers, we have 3 of the Mirai. Mirai, again, being really wonderful card to just discard, draw 2, set up your trash, because oftentimes this Agumon needs a target, so being able to set up that Agumon as early as possible with a Mirai, busted. Or Mirai, whatever. 5 Nokias, because you just kind of want to maximize your name, but you can't use too many of this Nokia, because while the effects are okay, she's not great. Like, she's not like anything to write home about. Ty and Matt, we're using the BT17 Ty and Matt. While I still prefer the adventure one, just because in the early game, this card's just a dead card. I'm not a fan of it. The other one being able to, at worst case scenario, the other one being a draw 1. So you pay 4 to draw 1 card if your hand's that bad. Like, if you're in that position, like, you're in that position, right? So, but I guess there are worlds where like some of your DNA setups just do allow you to get use out of this end of your turn attack, and maybe that's enough for some players to get, like, maybe that winning that 1 turn earlier is the difference maker, especially since we're not on something like Alter B. Makes sense to me. And then 4 of the Miraculous Mega Knight. You need this card in the deck. It's just whatever. And then we got Mun Fusion. So Mun Fuse 0, 1, 2, 3. Pretty sure that's Mun Fusion Eagle's Nest. mainstay, also on the black base. But did the last player have Uko? No. So exact same rookie lineup, but then adding in the Ukomons for extra just rookie control, or just having rookies. Same level 6 lineup, but we did pitch a Omnimon Ace and a CS Omnimon in favor of upping our Alter S count, and then we abandoned the original BT5 Nokia for 4 Mires, and actually finding room to include the adventure Matt and Ty, or Ty and Matt here. I still prefer, like, the on play of this guy is just good. I think it's really good. And also removing the CS memory boost, the Kuremi Detective Agency. So in favor of that, just going full Miraculous Knight. And so we prefer to have the Ukomons in this scenario. But I wonder what the difference is there. These Monfusion did get second place, so pretty impressive there, having a really good tiebreakers and going you pretty much have to go X1, or maybe we got a draw. I'm not actually sure what the records were. Congrats, Monfusion, Eagle's Nest, stand and mainstay. Congrats. I mean, you deserve it. You gotta put a lot of hard work into the Omni list. So now we get to talk about 3 Galamons. Again, a list Galamon at this point. This is going to be 7th place, this is 11th place, Patrick. 11th place, Patrick. Not a lot of, so we're on the cool boy version. There's basically 2 ideologies with Galamon X right now, and it's either you go full cool boy. We managed to fit in a Takato on this list, but we either focus on just full cool boy, full consistency, full finding protoforms, full finding getting our draws, our memory going. And also just like that one memory can manipulate your memory sometimes, because sometimes you're like this X antibody, like you really want to be at that 0. So trying to find a way to get to 0 and then doing the Galamon X antibody thing is really important. 2 Grav Crush, because we just want to speed run getting this card on the ban list here on August 23rd. 4 trainings, 3 red memory boosts, 2 protoforms, 1 scramble. It is just a good deck. Sometimes it's just one of those decks right now that's just like, if they have it, you lose the game. And I get why people are frustrated against it sometimes, because it's just like turn 2, they've just demolished everything you could ever do, and they're representing lethal, or they just won the game. It's crazy, and you can't bounce them, you can't affect them. It gets really it's a demoralizing deck, right? Like it's a deck that just like when it has it, it just feels completely demoralizing to like play. Like what did I didn't even play? You know, that's oftentimes the feeling you get out of this sometimes. So I don't expect it to be on the ban list, but I understand some of the negative sentiment around playing against the Galamon. But Galamon players, you know, have been waiting for their time to shine for a while, and we're seeing that because we have 3 lists that topped with it. This is going to be 7th place, Mr. Red, playing the Takato version. This is our collection of Takatos, playing more of the newest one, along with singular copies of the EX2 and BT7, 2 offense trainings, 2 mem boosts, so not being able to fit in as much diversity, but we are on the Crimson mode. Omnimon X, also still just a disgusting card. 2 promo Gallon is also kind of fun. Actually playing some Growloop shenanigans in there too, if you catch that. Playing this Guillemon is also fun. I feel like that's not super common in a lot of these Galamon lists. I just like the fact that you can promote and start at 4 memory with some of these. Like, that's just kind of good, right? Promote, then Digivolve, then you go into some other shenanigans. Like, the memory sometimes the memory efficiency in a deck like this, in an X antibody deck, like that one memory just makes so much of a difference. And I definitely see it. I get it. Like, it's to the point where we're still running the starter deck Growlmon just for that one memory, right? Like, it is that important. Anyway, with that said, like I said, this was 3rd place. No. This was 7th place, Mr. Red. So now let's talk about our grand champion, GT Gaming on Galamon X as well, playing the pure cool boy version. No Takatas to be seen. So our actually having an extra protoform in this mix up versus the other players. But other than that, like, we're seeing kind of like the mainstays. We're playing the starter deck Growlmon. We're playing the new Growlmons. We're playing the entirety of the X land at full copies, except for this one, which is interesting. War Growl for the cheap Evo. Sometimes you just Evo for 2, which is gross. And then this 2 memory is actually also kind of disgusting for the deck. That 2 memory has changed games so often for me. It is, or yeah, so often that I've seen. It's disgusting. Again, it all comes back to having crazy memory efficiency. And if you can pull that off with the Cool Boy, you can manipulate what you think and what you need and when you need it. And honestly, that 1 memory comes so crucial when you're digivolving to Gallimon X Antibody too. It's like the difference of 1 memory means I can attack with this thing and win the game with an Omnimon X Antibody, right? So we are on, funny enough, we are on a very light level 6 package in reality, right? We got 1 of the BT17 that has protection, and then we have 1 of each secret rare, and then both of these are just kind of wild, right? When you think about it, like the fact that these are the level 4s we are on. This one, at least the level Evo's on the original Gallimon 4-3, or Growlmons I should say, so you can like treat it normally and get a heal, delete a 13k, whatever you may need. Are we on plus DP anywhere? Okay, no. So, oh wait, no, this Growlmon, we could end up deleting ourselves. You just got to be careful to make sure you don't delete yourself. But other than that, like, pretty good lineup. This is the deck that won Gen Con, but for our first BT22 tournament, it's cool. It's cool stuff. I'm glad to see it. That being said, yeah, no. Sorry if I didn't really talk about any particular deck enough. Everything will be on eggmanevents.com. But other than that, yeah, got it done in under 40 minutes. So, like, share, subscribe. See you next time. Eagle's Nest, all this yada yada. You guys know how it is. Like, share, subscribe, become a channel member. See you guys next time.